Hi everybody, I'm Cassandra from Craftably Ever After and welcome to another video. Now you guys, this week has been a fun week of crocheting. Obviously being back at work for a week now already, crocheting has been a little slower than the 2 weeks before when I had some leave, but it has still been an extremely fun week of crocheting, just nice relaxing projects. And this is actually what my whole year has been about. So at the beginning of the year I made the decision to just crochet whatever I feel like. Crocheting is a hobby for me, it's something I do to relax, so I'm just doing whatever catches my eye. That is what I make, and this is why I think this year I've just loved crocheting. It has been, I've done projects that has no rhyme or reason behind it. I've just been enjoying whatever pops up, whatever catches my eye, whatever I've been making. I've been loving just my crochet year so far. Now the only sort of fixed thing at the moment in terms of my crochet projects has been the hashtag Amigurumi World Tour 2024, and I think I'll kick off with my project that I've made during this last week. Now this last week has been a bit slower in terms of projects that's been selected. You know, there's been weeks that we had 4 projects, for instance, chosen in the same week. It was a mad scramble to get everything done, and I've received tons of photos, you know, during those initial couple of weeks. But I do like it when it slows down just a tad, gives us the chance to sort of catch up on the projects before the book reaches the next person. Now I've had a lot of new subscribers over the last couple of weeks, so just quickly, the hashtag Amigurumi World Tour 2024, what that's about. We are using this book by Lauren Espy, Whimsical Stitches. I purchased 2 of these books. This third one is my own book. It's actually sort of the spare book just in case. But I purchased 2 and I sent it off to different places in the world. One of the books is only traveling the US. Our second book sort of traveling a lot of other countries. It started off in Europe. We're still currently busy in Europe with that book. The book is on its way to Norway. From Norway it goes again to someone in Denmark. From Denmark it's heading to the UK. There's quite a few people in the UK. After the UK we're going to Canada. Quite a few people in Canada. Canada then has to send it off to New Zealand. We've only got 1 person in New Zealand, shipping it off to our final country, which is Australia, and there's quite a few people in Australia as well. So that is sort of, in a nutshell, the Amigurumi World Tour. So someone who receives the book picks a project, and anyone else can join in and make the specific project that's been chosen by that person. So I will put a link down below to our journal, so anyone who participates. So I have a page for the person who chose the project, so the person who receives the physical book. Then I've got the hello from page, so anyone who wants to join in and make that current project that's been chosen, you can make the project, send me a photo, and I pop it in our journal under the hello from pages, and the book is looking absolutely amazing. And I mean, we're only like, I think, 11 projects in so far between the 2 books. In total, each book will have about 28 projects made. So still a fair way to go, but it's been so much fun receiving the photos, popping it onto the Hello From pages. Many of the pages I've already had to start to split because there's too many projects to fit into one page or onto one page, and that's what I love. I love seeing all the different countries, all the different people that participate and send their photos. You know, I've been loving chatting to you all along the way. You know, the stories you tell me of where you've taken this photo and what else you've been up to. I love it. So if you send a photo of your project and you want to add some or other tidbit about your life in there, I love reading about it. I love hearing, like I received a couple of projects from someone who's on a work trip. She took her projects with her and she's taken it with a beautiful backdrop of where she's currently on a work trip, like outside of her normal town. So it's been a lot of fun, you know, seeing things like that, hearing about where you're taking the photo or what it's like where you stay, or I've just been loving it. So keep on, any information you want to add onto the email. I love reading it, and I just love putting all the photos into the journal. I update the journal fairly regularly. I actually update it on the blog as well, about 3 or 4 times a week. So I will pop a link to my blog post where you can have a look at the journal. It's currently like 26 or something pages long. It's incredible. I cannot wait until we are done and that entire journal is going to be filled with I don't know how many dozens of pages. It's going to be fantastic. But anyway, that was now a long explanation of what the World Tour exactly is. But our project last week has been the bunny. This, of course, was the choice by my lovely friend Caroline, who is known as the Bunny Queen here on the YouTube streets. It was no surprise when she picked the bunny as her project. She did a lovely video, so I will link her down below. So I'm looking forward to our book reaching a new state in the US. So we started off in Florida, then all across the country to California. We had a few people in California, and it's now heading to Texas. For our international book, as I mentioned, we are waiting for our recipient in Norway to receive the book. So I should hopefully be able to update you within this week of the 2 next projects. But while we wait for the projects to be chosen, please, you're welcome to catch up on any of the past projects that's been selected so far. This is what I've been seeing the last few days. A lot of people have been able to catch up. You don't have to do all of the projects in the book. If you just want to do one, that's perfectly fine. There's many people who's actually, and I'm trying to do the same, I'm only behind on the macarons so far, so I'm going to do the macarons this week. I chatted to one of you lovely ladies, Karen. We've been speaking quite a bit back and forth over the last few weeks. I've really enjoyed it, and I told her that it's the only one that's outstanding, and she sort of given me the push and said, yes, you have to do the macarons. So Karen, the macarons is coming. So if you want to do all of the projects, as I say, many of you are doing the same thing, doing all of the projects as they selected. You're only doing one. Some people, the person who's receiving the book, if you don't have the book and you're receiving the book and you only do that one project, whatever you feel like doing, it is just an open crochet along using the Whimsical Stitches book. So I've been loving seeing how many people are joining in every week. There's like new people coming on board. I love it. So keep on emailing me your photos. A lot of people tag me in posts on Instagram. That's perfectly fine, but please, if it's possible, also email it to me. It's a little more difficult to save a nice photo from Instagram. I always have to do a screenshot, and it's always completely square, doesn't always fit into like the little frames I've got on my journal. It's always a bit more trouble. I'm always worried that I miss out on someone's post. So if you post it on Instagram, I love seeing it. But please also email me your photo so that I can add it in the journal. I will pop my email address in the description box down below. But I did the bunny. Many of you would have seen it already on my Instagram post. But I made this cute little, it's like a mint color. I really like this minty green. The bunny actually comes with a little patch of felt, but I didn't feel like putting that on. There's always also a little carrot that you could have done, which I also didn't do. I just wanted to do this plain little bunny, and the pattern is actually a lot smaller than what I thought it would be. Now this is made with Rainbow Cotton 86, which is a sport weight yarn, so it's not the thickest of yarns, but it is still a very cute small little project. I think even if you make this in a worsted weight yarn, it will still turn out fairly small. So there you have it, our project that we've been working on this week. I've been loving seeing more bunny photos coming in. It's been a lot of fun, so I'm looking forward to what the new project is going to be, that we should hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll know within this week 2 new projects. All right, that is that about the Amigurumi World Tour. Next thing I did, my lovely friend Lee over at Lee Mac. Now, if you do not follow Lee, you really should. She's a fantastic crocheter. She's so much fun to watch. We've become really good friends, you know, over the last couple of months. I just love watching her channel. I know you guys will too. So I will pop Lee's link down below. But she has started on Friday, sort of a mini series or crochet along that is related to the Olympics, because of course the Summer Olympics in France kicked off on Friday. So she started what she's calling Ami-lympics. So she's doing different makes amigurumis related to the Olympics, and she, you know, said if anyone wants to join in. I don't actually know if you said we can join in, Lee. I'm assuming like if someone just says the word gal or you know, I'm on it because I cannot stay away from crochet alongs. So I'm thinking that you invited us all to join in, but I thought this is brilliant. I don't even know why I didn't think about doing anything with Olympics. I think the Olympics sort of crept up on us, and all of a sudden the Olympics are here. And when I saw Lee's video, I'm like, yes, I'm definitely joining in. And I'm going to do something Olympics related. Now, what I did, I used my own pattern, and it is the Sunny the Sorbet Bear pattern that was in last month's Crochet Now magazine. So you can still buy the magazine online, but in a couple of months, I should be able to get the pattern back, and then I'll post it on my Etsy. But I will let you guys know when that happens. But I used Sunny the Sorbet Bear. I put her in the colors of the French flag, which I think actually the French the French flag works this way, but obviously I was not going to try and crochet it like that, so I just used the colors as inspiration. And clearly she is a little tennis player. Tennis is one of my favorite sports. I played a lot of tennis when I was younger. I love watching tennis. So Sunny the Sorbet Bear is now Sunny the gold medalist Olympic tennis champion. I don't know what you would call her, but she has now left her ice cream behind, and she is has taken part, because obviously she's got a medal, she's already won. But this is what I did with Sunny the Sorbet Bear. Now, the pattern for the racket, the tennis racket, I got from, there's a pattern pack by, I think you pronounce it Okie Potts. That's the lady who's got the book with those, I call them the bull's eye dolls. I think the book is called Amigurumi Adventures. I spoke about it a couple of months ago. But this specific designer has this set on Etsy. It's a tennis player set. So if you make one of those dolls, she has a very cute little tennis skirt and a shirt, a headband, this tennis racket, tennis balls, and also a little duffel bag that you can make. In the end, I just used the pattern for the tennis racket, and I just did for a medal, I just did a round circle and sewed it onto a chain. I made a chain to fit around my bear's neck, single crocheted across, and then, you know, worked or sewed the little medal to the front. So this is my entry for the Ami-lympics, hosted by the lovely Lee Mac. So there you have it. I really like this pattern. The body, the legs, the body, the head, all worked into one. Now the pattern, the skirt is actually loose, but I just left some front loops open, and I attached yarn, and I made a little tennis skirt, and I think she looks adorable. So I just thank you, Lee, for doing something with the Olympics. It was so much fun to try and think of something to make. Now I think Lee's series is running up until the end or the closing of the Olympics, sort of somewhere in August. So she's doing a video or a project every 4 days. I probably won't do that many, but I will try and pop in at least 1 or 2 more Olympic related projects within the next couple of weeks. So as I say, I'm going to link Lee down below. Please head over to her channel. She's extremely entertaining to watch. Then, thank you to everyone who's purchased my patterns on Etsy recently. So I had, I loaded actually 2 patterns fairly recently, the mouse pattern as well as Sammy the swim time bear. I had it on a sale, I think up to yesterday. Loads of you guys purchased the pattern and I'm so grateful for that. And I thought I'm going to treat myself to something yarn related, not necessarily yarn because I've got a ton of yarn, but something related to crocheting. And I went onto Etsy and I actually started looking for project bags. I wanted to, buy a nice, cute, different type of a project bag. And in between all of the, the project bags that I was looking at, I got these ads for a company selling leather bags, leather accessories and bags for knitting and crochet. And I don't know, it kept on popping up and I thought, okay, let me just have a look at the website. Turned out that this was a Danish company that manufactures the most beautiful leather bags, accessories. It's just such a beautiful website. They've got the most just wonderful products on there. And I thought, okay, I'm going to treat myself to one of the smaller project bags just to see what it looks like. And this is the bag that I purchased. So this one is what I've used with all of the sales that I had in the last couple of weeks for my patterns. And I wanted to show you guys what I treated myself to. And it is this beautiful leather project bag. It's got this strap. Now this is the company. Like I say, it's a Danish company. I think you pronounce it Mead or Mood. I'm not sure. My Danish is terrible. Beautiful leather. Now you can get a lot of their products in this very nice tan color or in a black leather. This one I just really like. Now this is the smallest one of the bags that they had. They've got bigger bags that I already hinted to my husband that he can possibly consider for my birthday and Christmas at the end of the year. But let me show you, it is so cute. Now this won't work for all of you who work with those mega balls of yarn. I of course work with many smaller skeins. I like working with the rainbow cotton, which is 50 grams. And for instance, like the Amigurumis, these are like small 25 gram skeins, and then my regular Friends cotton and rainbow cotton, they are 50 grams. So for me who work with little small balls of yarn, it's perfect. So you open it up, there's a little zipper. Like I can fit quite a few different colors in here. It's got, if you take it out, I will show you. I also got this cute little, it's like a leather pouch where you keep your needles in. I really like that. And then it's got all these small little pockets on the inside. So I've got like these things that I got from a Crochet Society box. Little bands that you can keep your yarn together. I've got not that I ever use a measuring tape, but I've got a little measuring tape in here. So not a lot of things, but like it's got all the way around, it's got these little pockets. And it's got also on the outside like pockets all around. Let me just grab it, where you can for instance stick your hooks in, because like a hook fits inside but it can't stand upright. Or if you have knitting needles, you can pop them in these little pockets that's all around. So all around the bag there's little pockets. So this is what I purchased with the money I made recently from my pattern sale. So thank you all of you who's been purchasing patterns from me. This will just be the reminder of the wonderful support that I've received from all of you for my patterns. Please keep on tagging me if you make any of the projects from my patterns. If you do Sunny, this a lot of you have got Sunny the Sorbet Bear from the Crochet Now magazine. If you do Sammy the Swim Time Bear, if you do Flora the mouse. Also, just a reminder that on my blog, in last week's video, and I don't have one of the bears here with me, but I showed you that little sweater vest that I made to fit Sammy the Swim Time Bear. That pattern I did put on for free on my blog. So if you don't want Sammy to be in his little swimming tube and swimming pants, you can crochet him a little sweater instead. So that is a free add-on pattern on my blog, and I will link to that down below as well. Now, you guys, the last thing I have to talk about, and you would have seen it from the thumbnail of this video, and this is my problem with the loaf cat. Now, I'm not a person who usually jumps on every trend. If there's a trend, I will probably only jump on it months after the trend hit its peak. Like, everyone already forgot it was a trend, and then I'm finally on that trend, the X trend. Now, it happened with the leggy frogs, it happened with the Maybell chickens, and now it's happened with the loaf cats. And I don't crochet for markets. So many of you know, projects I do, I just purely do because they've caught my eye and I feel like doing them. I don't do markets. I don't have the space in my apartment to keep all of the tons of projects that's out there. Like, I give stuff away all the time because I just don't have the space. But these loaf cats have been driving me absolutely bonkers. I cannot watch a short, a reel, every second video. If you click on crochet, you know, there's those little tabs on YouTube where it gives you different categories. If you click on the crochet category, like, every video is a market prep, and every market prep person is doing these loaf cats. So I've actually sort of, what can I call it? I didn't want to do it because they were so popular. But I mean, they've been invading every single thing I watch. And at some point I'm like, damn it, surely these cats cannot be this amazing. I'm going to do a video and make one of these cats, and I'm going to tell you how terrible it is to make these loaf cats. And you guys, I cannot say it because it's amazing. So this was the first one. I bought the pattern after I tried to resist for months. Like, I'm telling you, I actively tried to resist buying this pattern. Eventually I did buy the pattern. Like, there was some discount on it, so I did buy it. I thought, well, if I don't buy it on a discount, I'm going to feel upset with myself about it. Then I felt upset with myself for actually buying it because I didn't want to buy it. So another week or two went by of me having the pattern but not making it. Then on Thursday, this past Thursday, today is Sunday, I think is it the 28th? Anyway, on Thursday, I decided, okay, I'm going to try and just make one cat to see if it's really that nice to work up, if it's really that quick and easy, just so that I can at least be honest when I say, you know, this cat is not that amazing. So I made also the choice to do the color change version. And at first, after I just did the front part, before I stuffed it, I'm like, okay, this cat is not that amazing. I don't like color changes. Well, I don't mind color changes, and but there's a lot of color changes in this one. So I thought, okay, good. I'm on a good path of saying something negative about the cats. But you guys, this pattern is fantastic. It is just, once I completed the cat and I stuffed him and I added this odd little tail, I absolutely loved it. I cannot tell you how frustrated I get when something is a trend and like, your brain tells you it's probably a good pattern, but you don't want to get onto that trend. And then you get onto the trend and you understand what all the hype is about. This pattern is fantastic. You know that I get very annoyed with people who can create brilliant, easy patterns that's a success, because it's difficult. I've tried it with my Grumpy Gus pattern. It is not easy doing a low sew or a no sew pattern that's popular. It's nearly impossible. But this cat has stolen my heart. So this one I made on Thursday. Friday came and I'm like, okay, let me try and see if it goes quicker. Now, even with the color changes, it doesn't take very long. And it is the pattern by, I think it's Annie Caraway or Handmade by Annie. I will link the pattern down below. Now, there's a number of loaf cat patterns out there. I think this one has been the most popular so far, with good reason. I will link this specific pattern down below. But then I did one in a solid color and it worked up even quicker. So if you've got a solid, and I know a lot of the Bernat blanket yarns, now this is not a Bernat blanket, this is the toucan yarn. So I've got a sort of a mix of toucan and honey bunny and baby snuggle. So that's the brands I normally get from Hobby. So I don't have any Bernat blanket, but I know the Bernat blanket yarns has got very nice variegated sort of colors. So if you don't want to do color changes, see if you can get those variegated type of yarns. It's just as cute in a plain version, and this worked up so fast, because by the time you've made your second one, especially if you don't have to worry about the color changes, that pattern is in your head after the second one. And you can just watch TV, because most of it is just like rows. Like you do a very cute construction of the ears. These are little bobbles. You just afterwards sew on the tail. That's the only thing you sew. Takes so quick to make, and they're so cute. So then I did that second one, and I've seen some videos of people doing the black cats, and I thought, for Halloween, if you do a market, like I said, I don't do markets, so I'm not going to do a ton of black cats. But if you do a Halloween market and you have just a bunch of these black cats on your table, I'm telling you now, it will be a hit. My daughter, when she saw this next cat, immediately claimed it. When I showed her the first two, she was like, oh, that's so cute. When she saw this guy, she said, that's it, she's taking it. And, you know, it is so, for this one, I actually used, the others, I used plain black. This one, I don't know if you can see it, but it has that sparkly bits that you put behind the eye. So this has got green sparkly eyes, and I know you can get very fancy sparkly eyes out there. I think I've been saying now sparkly yarns, sparkly eyes, but this is just those cheap ones you buy from Amazon. But you need something with a little color if you're doing especially the black. So I loved it. So this one, after this video, is going straight to Jessica. She loved it. She loved it. So I'm telling you now, if you have a Halloween market, you have to do a bunch of these cats in black. They will fly off your table. I can guarantee you this. Then I have this other yarn that I bought a while ago. I bought some parfait chunky yarn. So I don't have a lot of parfait chunkies, Premier parfait chunkies, because it's not easily accessible to me. But when I bought those, I also bought, I think it's called Premier Snow Cone. It's like a fluffy, fluffy yarn. And, you know, I never know what to make with it because it's impossible to see your stitches. But with this pattern, because it's so easy, so when you do the ears, like I used a lot of stitch markers to mark certain stitches so that they don't get lost within the yarn. That was the only part that took me a teensy bit longer with this yarn. But everything else, because it's basically just a bunch of rows, this fluffy type of yarn is brilliant for it. Now I know there's a lot of these fluffy types of yarns around. Like I said, this one it's called, I think it's Premier Snow Cone. But you get those, there's something like a bunny, I don't know, it's something with a bunny name in it. There's a bunch of different of these fluffy yarns, but they are perfect for these cats. And I mean, the faces are so cute. It is so simple, but so cute. So this is my problem with this pattern. It is brilliant. And I'm afraid that I will probably be making more of these cats, even if I give them away to my daughter's friends and to people at work. And I don't care, I need to make a few more. They are so relaxing to make. So just be aware that if you make these patterns, they are highly addictive. They're easy to make, they're quick to make, and they're fantastic. So like I've said before, it's easy to create a pattern with a ton of detail and a million pieces to sew on. That's easy. It's easy to make a cute pattern with a lot of pieces. It's very difficult to make a pattern that's this like basic of a shape and have it be this enjoyable. So I'm sorry for anyone I'm now enabling to get this pattern and make it, but it is one of the most fun patterns I've done in a while. And as I say, this is probably the only time I wish I did markets, because I would do an entire table just full of cats. For Halloween, I'm telling you, you need to do this black cat. It is going to be a hit. I think I will probably make 1 or 2 more of these black cats because they're just so cute. But anyway, I think that is it. So again, I didn't even have a lot of projects to show, and this video is very, very long. But as you guys know, I love chatting to you. Let me know down in the comments what you are busy with. Let me know if you are still joining in on the Amigurumi World Tour, if you are intending to do all the projects, if, you know, just chat to me in the comments. I love it. I know I'm very, very slow with comments, but please know I read every single one. I just enjoy chatting to you all. Eventually I do answer them all. I answer the emails. It's just a bit slow. So don't think that I don't read all the comments. It is the most fun part of me posting a video, is just hearing what you guys have to say afterwards. All right, friends, that's it. I'm gonna let you go for this week. It's been fun chatting to you. That's it. I will be letting you guys know within the next couple of days what our next project is going to be from this book. So have your hooks ready. I know many of you are just like me. You cannot, like, we are sitting here waiting for the next project to be chosen. So it is fun. Send your photos to me. Keep an eye on our journal. Like, I just put little sneak peeks on my community tab and my Instagram stories every now and again. You have to go over to the actual journal on the blog to see the photos, nice and big. It's looking fantastic. Thank you guys for joining in. It is so much fun. But that's it, friends. I'm letting you go. I hope you are having a lovely Sunday, or whatever day it is that you're watching this video. I hope you're ready for the week ahead. And as always, friends, until I see you in the next video, stay safe and stay crafty.